Hey everyone, welcome to BrickVault. Today we're doing a LEGO minifigure review video for you. These are all of the Star Trek minifigs sent to us by minifigs.me. That is minifigs.me. Thanks a lot, guys, for sending these figs down to us. And we're also going to be doing a review video for the Firefly figs in a separate video. But today we get to focus on Star Trek. Specifically, we're taking a closer look at the Star Trek Next Generation minifigures. The complete collection of characters totals 8, and if you wanted to get all of them in one complete go, they would cost £69.99 if you wanted them in the yellow tone, or $74.99 in the flesh. That translated over to US currency, it would be $93 for the yellow tone, or $99 for the more accurate flesh tones that we've got here. The characters can be ordered individually, and they go for £11.99 or just under $16 US. That's about average for what these custom minifigures usually come out to. And I'm gonna jump right into some of the close-up shots of these guys, but talk to you a little bit about the printing method. I'm very new when it comes to sort of different printing techniques that the custom world is using these days. But these guys were created on a flatbed printer, and they go through many different layers or series of layers of printing where it's sort of like a fine mist that gets sort of stuck on or dried on with a UV light, which is very different from the pad printing technique that LEGO and other custom builders use. And I think the most noticeable difference between what you might see on a regular LEGO figure and the ones you have here is that the printing is actually just ever so slightly raised up. It's a little bit textured if you were to rub your finger along the edges of it, and according to at least one description I found online, it is supposed to be more durable than the standard pad printing. I don't really feel like running my nail super hard along the edge of this to see if I can knock off some of the ink, just because, well, the quality here is so nice and I wouldn't want to damage them, but they do feel really strong. I mean, it doesn't feel like these guys are gonna be smudging or smearing or chipping anytime soon. And all right, I'm gonna go in order of the characters I like the most. We've got Captain Picard here first. He's probably the most simple of all these characters, to be honest. I feel like they might have been able to get away with just using a regular old person minifigure head, but that is indeed a custom printed expression just for Picard, and then he's got kind of the standard Starfleet captain's printing on both the front and back of the torso. Next up is Riker. He too has a custom printed expression, and I'm not sure, but I think the hairpiece is also attached to the minifigure head. At least, well, I couldn't manage to pull those two pieces apart. I was looking for an alternate expression. I don't think there is one though. And then here's probably one of the most interestingly printed figures from the bunch. We've got Worf. He's most distinct with both the special sort of Klingon facial texture, and his character also has the baldric printed on him. That is the shoulder band. So this definitely changes up the Starfleet look a bit, and I can kind of appreciate that textured printing now with the line detailing that make up the ridges on his face. I mean, those ridges really did pop quite a bit, and I can see how some might definitely appreciate this style of printing for the figs. It was a very good choice on the designer's part to make Data with white skin. His character was more pale than any naturally colored person might actually look, and they decided to go slightly further ahead, making his eyes yellow, or adding sort of that yellow iris around his pupils. He is undoubtedly Data. I think he contrasts really well next to all the other characters, and generally the printing hasn't changed too much for any of the torsos really, because these are all guys from Starfleet. We have here up next Reading Rainbow. Geordi. This character was always a lot of fun from the series because his visor gave him the ability to see infrared and ultraviolet, and he could detect electromagnetic signals and all this stuff. So I was always playing around with different little visor things when I was a kid, but I don't want to get too sidetracked. I do think the Geordi face print looks pretty good. And now the printing for the body does actually change up finally. Counselor Troy comes with a black torso piece and black legs with blue printing that goes all the way down the front. And I would like to note, or at least point out, that blue printing goes to the very bottom of the torso piece, the very top of the groin piece, and pretty much connects to the exact edge of any of these parts of the plastic, which pad printing normally does not do. At least LEGO doesn't do it when they pad print onto a minifigure. There's always a little bit of a buffer line spacing between some of the detailing here. You don't get that with this custom print, which I would consider a plus. She's got a special expression just for her. It's a little different, but you got the raised eyebrow And now we're back to the regular Starfleet uniform. Again, this time a little bit different because it is Beverly Crusher, so it's in blue. The hairpiece matches up with this character quite well. And yeah, also I feel like they probably could have gotten away with a standard minifigure expression here, but it looks like they just do flat out custom face printing for all the guys, or all the gals. And in case you don't remember the last character so well, we've got Wesley Crusher.
Sir, I know this may finish me as an acting ensign, but...
Shut up, Wesley!
I just had to include that clip with this video. Sorry, not sorry. And he actually has, I think, one of the most unique, if not the very most unique, printing from this particular collection. Depending on the episodes, he sometimes was not wearing this particular getup, but that close proximity of dark blue, yellow, and red line strips look good, very close together. It matches up all the way onto the back, and this is probably one of the best examples of the tactile aspect of the ink printing, because if you run your finger along those lines that go along the bottom of the torso, you can feel each one individually back and forth. Also, his face looks a little bit younger, which I like. You can see he's got almost a more youthful or hopeful smile, which is really kind of a fun detail to have included. I didn't think he was going to look any different from the other characters, but he does actually feel a little bit more childlike. Now that we've gone through all the guys in this particular collection, I'd like to point out a little bit closer the packaging that each of these figures came in. I know you saw it a little bit in the beginning of the video, but they do come in these wonderful little push out boxes. It kind of reminds me of like a fun little matchstick box or something. The front says hello, and then how lovely, www.minifigs.me at the bottom, some contact information on one side, a small disclaimer on the other, and then the bottom or back of the package has just a little fun note from the creators. In general, I think this packaging works quite well. I do appreciate that they can be opened and closed discreetly without having any markings to show that the packages themselves have been opened. I do kind of treat these like higher quality collectible figs, and often collectors like myself would consider that a bonus where you don't actually disturb any of the packaging contents when you take out the fig. Also, I'm reserving these minifigures for a separate close-up video to show you guys everybody that came from Firefly, also from minifigs.me, but I'm just flashing some of these guys across the screen just so you can see that there's a lot of high detailing that can go onto the legs and sides of the legs, which wasn't really demonstrated from the Star Trek stuff quite as much. The no leg printing just kind of comes with the territory for these Star Trek characters. But anyways, I'm really glad that we got a chance to take a closer look at some of these very high quality custom minifigs. I'm still quite new to this section of the LEGO community, but so far I have been pleasantly surprised with the quality and creativity of the figs that people are making outside of the official spectrum. Let me know what you guys think about these Star Trek figs in the comment section below, and more custom minifigure review videos are coming soon. Oh, hey everybody, hope you enjoyed that video. I just wanted to pop in really quick and say that we do have a web store, BrickVault.toys, that sell instructions for super high quality mocks that are built by incredibly talented designers. So that is the first link in the description below. And also there's other videos too. We've got other things if you want to watch that. All right, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.